Hello guys and welcome back. I do apologize for the lack of any sort of content between work and also a cut that I have on my finger. It was sort of deep and I couldn't play. It was in a really sort of like meaty spongy bit of the finger. It was my index finger, so a finger that we all do need to play with. So that sort of like threw things back a little bit. However, I just wanted to let you know I'm totally excited because I just received a couple of days ago two new sets of cymbals. Okay, they're both from Stag once again because I do love them, and these are the much longer awaited. It's the return of the Myra. Now, the Myra is a bit more of a heavier cymbal compared to the Genghis duals or the Genghis classics or even the sensors. So very bit more rock oriented, but they just look gorgeous. So they come with, so there's the Myra logo, as you can see. There's the Stag monogram on the new cymbals. And there's also under, see if we can see that, there's a laser etched Stag monogram on the cymbal. These are all lasered, but you can see hopefully the hammering on these cymbals. They're more visible on the other set. So these are the 14-inch Myra hi-hats. So that's the top. The bottom one is a bit heavier, even just by, a bit more of a lower fundamental tone. Just by weight, you can tell that the bottom one is heavier. And what I received is 14-inch hats, 17, 18, 19-inch crashes, 21-inch ride, and an 18-inch china. So that was our hi-hats. The crashes come in these new Stag bags as well, which are great. So this is the 17. So here we go. And I did have a stick here with me, yes. So again, that's the 17-inch rock crash. It just sounds gorgeous. I love it. I don't know if the phone or this particular mic is going to pick this up as well as it should. Hopefully it will, and you'll enjoy it. But worst case, as I'm off to Scotland tomorrow, and I'm coming back on Friday. Next weekend, I'll promise the studio is going to be a bit different, but I will put these on the kit and we'll do some tests with them. Now, for the 18-inch Myra, there we go. Again, gorgeous cymbal. It was upside down, I apologize. There we go. So that one, again, it just has such a lovely tone to it. It really is a stunning sound. It's just wow. Quite surprised, I have to say, incredibly surprised with these. And I'm so looking forward to having the time to sit down and actually, getting these on the kit and go through every single one of them. This is the 19-inch crash. So again, just with my finger. Sounds beautiful. With the stick. It is an explosive crash. I'll give you that. It really is an explosive crash. Again, they're louder than all the other ones that I do have. The Genghis classics, the Genghis duals, even the sensors. I've always thought that the sensors were a great rock sort of cymbal, but not like that. That is quite explosive, even just with the stick, and I'm not even playing behind the kit. Now, this is the 21-inch Right. And wow, very pronounced bell. As you can see, the profile of the cymbal itself, see if we can, it's quite very accentuated and it drops down. Let's see, a great, you know, stick definition. And it looks like you can crash it as well, which is great on a ride. I always enjoy having a ride that you can sort of like lay into it a little bit. I've never been the sort of guy that would crash the ride all the time. Uh, Never been like that, but from stuff that I've done in the past, including some big band stuff, sometimes it's great to just lay the shoulder of the stick into it and just bring that volume out a little bit, but without the bashing and crashing um, as you would normally would do on a crash. Now this is the 18-inch China. Now, cool thing about is the bell of this China is a bit squarish compared to the sizzle China that I have, which is a more rounded bell. However, let's flip it. Again, explosive loud, and I haven't really laid into it right now. But yeah, I have to say, really, really surprised with what they came with because it really is a superb cymbal setup. So I'm just going to put these Myras back in this lovely guitar stand, but I can keep them all nice and tidy and they're easily accessible. And I will show you the Myra RAW. Now, the RAW is absolute brand new um, cymbal. So the Myra was a revisit of the old Myras, but at the same time, almost like reimagined, and they have been looked into, and it's a bit different from the original Myras. But here, I'm going to show you the top hats. They just look gorgeous, and this one you can definitely see the hammering. And although it seems very uniform, at the same time, upon closer inspection, you can tell that they're not. So these were definitely not machine hammered, but very likely hand hammered. But they're great. So these are again 14-inch hats, and one thing that I love about the Raws is the white logo against that unlathered raw finish on the cymbal, which I quite like. So those are the 14-inch hats again. Again, on this set, we have the 14-inch hats, 17, 18, 19 crashes, 21-inch ride again, and then the 18-inch China. So let's go for this 17-inch crash. So there we go. That's the beauty. Wow, that's just with my finger. It's a great sounding cymbal again. Wow. So yes, definitely, heavier cymbals than all the previous ones. So they are going to be more rock oriented cymbals rather than the Senzas or the Gengas. The Gengas are very, they can be quite explosive, but in comparison, they're quite mellow now that I've started hitting these. The cool thing about these, so you have that raw, but it's a lathered finish in there, and it does come with the stag lettering on the bottom, but although it sounds mellow, it's not mellow at all. This is, wow, they really, really are. I don't want to, I don't like to draw comparisons between, because I've played several incredibly well-known mainstream brands when I first started. In fact, most of my time playing when I first um, started learning at 12, started playing professionally at 15, and then carried on. And the first 14 years of my life, I was playing possibly with the oldest um, cymbal brands that we all know, until they finally started to crack. They paid themselves off, tenfold, so I didn't bother that much. Then I went to a brand that belongs to the brother of the owner of the other brand. And yeah, throughout I've played with cymbals made in Germany and Switzerland, um, other Turkish cymbal manufacturers. But the cool thing that I like about non mainstream brands like Stag, and we have like Istanbul's Impressions, you have Aegean, so all brands outside of that mainstream, is the fact that you can get superb Media, another one, Dream cymbals. You can get superb cymbals for half the price of a mainstream one. And nowadays, I reckon if we were to put an awful lot of all these cymbals, mainstream and non-mainstream, behind a black curtain, would we all be able to tell which one is which? Possibly not. But then again, it might be just me, but I'm getting old. Um, and I reckon that if it sounds good and I like it, I'll use it. So this is the 19-inch Crash Myra RAW. Still very loud bell for the crash. And again, it's a loud crash cymbal. Wow, I am surprised with all of these, I have to say, because they are surprising. Most of the times it's not what you would expect. But yeah, here we are with all these wonderful Stag cymbals. Now, here we have the 21-inch Ride again. It just looks gorgeous. I think I'm falling in love with this. I used to love the finish on the Genghis jewels. So you have that sort of like inlaid, hand hammered center, and then you have like a stripe that goes all the way around, which is lathered. You can still see the hammering marks. And I used to love that finish, but this, it just looks great. So let's see how this one sounds. That's a killer bell. Again, you can lay into it. I said 21-inch, and it sounds incredible. Really, really loving these, and I cannot wait to come back next Friday so that I can get some more videos and get these, demoed for you properly. Get just the room sound with the overheads unprocessed, and then put some processing, some EQ onto them just to see how they actually sound. Because the great thing is, if they sound great from the offset, as in without any processing, once you start fiddling and either cutting some EQ or adding some, depending on the frequency range of the cymbal, then yeah, you can just make them pop even more, which is great. So looking forward to do that. And last but not least, we do have the Myra RAW China as well. So let's put the logo up with the Myra RAW logo at the bottom, Stag logo at the top, the laser etched logo in there as well. The white lettering again, it looks stunning. I really like it. And lasered finish again in the back. Let's get that reflection out with the Stag lettering in white as well. So again, just like the previous one, It's a very sort of, you know, squarish bell on this china. So let's have, it does have a darker characteristic than the standard Myra china, which I quite like. And again, let's see if you can actually see all the hammering marks, and they are so uneven. So they're all round, yes, they've used, you know, possibly a ball-ended hammer, but they are uneven. So they were hand hammered, and they just look utterly, utterly gorgeous. Just from hitting them again with the fingers, with the stick, just here now, they do sound incredible. So yes, back Friday from Scotland, and next weekend I'll promise you there'll be a brand new video in about these cymbals, and we're gonna do both sets separately. Has a set, and then what I would love to do just to see is try and blend them between both series, Myra and Myra RAW, or possibly even some of the Myra and Myra RAW, and including some of the sensors or the Genghis Duos or the Genghis Classics. That would be very, very interesting to see how well they actually blend, because I've never been a firm believer of I'll only use cymbals from one series. So it'll be quite cool to see if, you know, amongst the different series, if they actually blend well together. But yeah, so that will be next weekend. Until then, you know, thank you for all the supports, for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Much appreciated. Any questions, you know, drop a comment and I'll get back to you without a problem. Anything that you would like to see, let us know. I'm also editing still a test to a very specific microphone. It's from Lauten, an American manufacturer, and they developed the Lauten snare mic. Recently, they've also done the Lauten tom mic, which I haven't had for testing yet, but I will do. So I will let you know on that one. But I have to say, if you enjoy recording, and all my life I've used that dynamic that ends in a 7 because we were all told that that was the standard. No, it's not. Over the years, I realized that it's definitely not a microphone that I tend to favor much nowadays. But the Lauten mic is just superb. There's plenty to say about it. I'm editing that one, so that should drop soon enough as well. And yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. But until then, see you later.